Hello and welcome to Michael's Minty Music for today. Today we are reviewing Taylor Swift's 2012 album Red, as well as the re-recorded 2021 version that has additional songs on it. It's kind of like a deluxe edition, but there isn't much difference musically between the two because they have the same songs on them, pretty much. So I decided to combine the review, just get that out of the way. This album is really great. This is the track listing for the 2021 version of the album. So the first 16 tracks are off of the original version. Tracks 17 through 19 are on the deluxe version of the original, and then the additional 11 tracks are either new songs that they were cut from the original album at the time, or alternate versions of other songs that are already on the album. So these are the tracks I added to my playlist, which is most of them. Um, Almost all of them from the original and deluxe editions from 2012. Just missing one song there, and um, the majority of the new ones too. I believe that's the majority of them there. I think it's even about there. So there's really no bad tracks on the original album, and the good songs here are really some of her best. The only problem is that it's so big and it's just to be like really perfect, but it makes a really solid effort at it. It just gets really too messy for me to call this album like perfect, although it might be. Um, but anyway, of the original album, the singles were "We're Never Getting Back Together," "We're Never Ever Getting Back Together," and then "Begin Again." And then the radio songs were "Never Ever Getting Back Together," and then "22" and "I Knew You Were Trouble," and probably "Begin Again." Different songs ended up on different parts of the radio, so I didn't hear all of them, even though most of them ended up on the radio. The re-record didn't have any singles, but I do remember "Message in a Bottle" being on the radio, so that was probably a hit. And then my favorite song here, I gotta go with "Red," although 22 and "Starlight" are both really good off of the original. And then for the re-record, it's still probably "Red," but "Message in a Bottle" and "The Very First Night" are both really good as well. So that's a bit tough at the top there. So it may not be surprising that I rank this album as my favorite. I like this album a lot. I think it's really good. I think it has both the best songs that she's written and the most variety. The only thing she's missing is the more alternative stuff that she recently picked up in Folklore Evermore, which is why I think that Taylor Swift's best album is yet to come, probably. But if you know me, you'll know that I can't make this album my favorite from 2012. That's got to go to Imagine Dragons' debut album, Night Visions, as that album's just perfect. And especially with the 10th anniversary edition, that album's whole style just sort of barely beats out Swift's variety and general goodness for Red. But I will say that Red is probably the biggest competitor to that spot, and 2012 is a hard matchup. But in the end, I just can't put a Taylor Swift album over Imagine Dragons' debut album. So next up, I will be reviewing Maroon 5's most recent album, Jordi, which came out in 2021, and that'll finish my review of Maroon 5. So stay tuned for that and stay minty.